enzymes, cellular respiration, all of that good stuff. And we're going to do a little bit of a content review, some multiple choice questions, and a free response question. Tomorrow, I'm doing cell communication. So I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of the big points, the big things you need to know about cell communication. We'll do a couple of practice multiple choice, a couple of practice free response, or one practice free response. And then on Friday, it's like a statistics review, kind of reviewing things like chi-square, reviewing error bars, reviewing standard deviation. You might be asked to do some calculations on the AP test, so we want to make sure you guys are good to go on that. So really quickly before I move on from this, are you guys all able to make the 2 o'clock sessions this week if you want to? Does that work for you guys? Give me like a thumbs up or a nod or something so that I know. I see a couple people. Yeah, for the most part. Okay. So today we're not going to really have time to deep dive into any of the cell communication stuff from Unit 4, but that will be what our multiple choice, or sorry, our free response is about today. It's on cell cycle regulation. And then tomorrow we'll do like the deeper dive. So if you're feeling uncomfortable with cell communication, which a lot of you guys kind of said you are, I highly suggest that you come to tomorrow's 2 o'clock session. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys is, would you want us to rerun any of those sessions next week if you didn't get a chance to make it this week? Like, would you want to read like a second cell communication, like do it again if you can't come this week? Give me something. A yes, a no, a maybe.
We could do like a Schoology poll to see if there's one people want extra review on.
Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then I did post a Schoology poll last week. We are going to open up Sunday review sessions, so I'll get you a date and time on that pretty soon. So I'll post a Schoology poll. If you guys can take that today, let me know if you want any extra sessions. Again, I'm sorry, my internet connection is unstable. I'm having huge issues right now, so I do apologize. Okay, so what we're gonna do really quick is I'm gonna give you some information on the AP exam. I was gonna show you guys a video, but because my internet connection is so unstable, I'm just gonna ask that you guys watch that video on your own. I'll put it in today's folder, and then we'll just move right into the practice free response and try to get you out of here fairly quickly today. Okay, so I know a couple people had said that they've already gone through some of these steps, but before your AP exams for all of your classes, there are a few things that you need to do. Okay, first thing first, you need to make sure that you guys are getting emails from the AP program. If you are not, make sure you log into my AP, check the email address that you used when you registered, and update that if you're not getting the contact that you need. Another thing you'll want to do is kind of check your tech. You want to choose what you're going to use when you are taking the test. So I do suggest a computer if you have one available to you. It might just be a little bit easier. So make sure you check that and you kind of get it ready for testing day. Another thing, they posted this on Monday. There is a exam demo. I posted it in today's folder along with a bunch of other information about the AP exam. So I really think like you really have to do this before you take the test. So you want to practice submitting your response, kind of take a look at the options that you have to submit your response. There are 3 options. The one that they recommend for AP Bio is option 2, where you guys are actually typing it in a document and attaching it and then uploading it to the AP site. So that's what they are suggesting for AP Bio. Okay, so make sure you've kind of taken a look at that and make sure you've had a chance to practice submitting. You also want to make sure you have everything that you need for the day. This might mean that you have to print some stuff out. One of the things that you guys do need to make sure you print for exam day is your equation sheet. So again, I'll upload an extra copy of that. But make sure you have that available for you. Like, don't get to exam day and be like, oh no, I don't have my equation sheet. I can't do my chi-square, or I don't know how to calculate water potential or something like that, make sure you have that with you. And then make sure you get your exam e-ticket. You'll get a new one for each of your AP tests, and that should come out 48 hours or 2 days prior to the test. All of this stuff is on your AP exam checklist. You should be filling out a checklist for each of your classes. And you should keep it next to you during testing. So again, I uploaded it in today's folder, day 25 folder. You've got your checklist, you've got your AP exam information, you've got that simulation. All of that stuff is up there for you. And then I was, again, going to show you guys this video, but again, my internet connection is really unstable. So it's a 4-minute video, just kind of about things you need to do to get prepared for the exam. So I will also post that in today's folder. And I'd like you guys to make sure you've watched that. Maybe you've watched it for another class. It's just kind of a general video. But I want you guys to do that before the day of the test. So make sure you're doing that sooner rather than later to make sure you guys are ready, okay? Any questions about AP test? No? Are we excited? Are we ready?
No.
No? Got some studying left to do? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna hop. Oh, go ahead.
So we can take a picture for the bio test, or?
You can, yeah. No, so there are 3 different options for you, and this is posted in the Schoology folder. You can write it out on paper, which is totally fine if that's your chosen method. So you would just need to make sure you put your exam ID number on the top, and then you would number the pages. You can use up to 5 pages per response, so you can do paper and upload a picture. That's what they're actually suggesting for like AP Chem. I know a couple of people are in the AP Chem and taking the AP Chem test. So AP Chem are like really math heavy courses. They're going to ask you to do it on paper. You can actually type it directly into the boxes on there, or you can do it on a separate document like in Word or something like that. And then upload it. So they're saying for AP Bio, the preferred method is to type it out on a separate document and upload it. And then one more thing, I probably should have mentioned this, when you guys actually take the AP exam, Google Chrome is going to be your preferred browser. You can use any browser. You cannot use Internet Explorer. I don't know who uses Internet Explorer, but don't use Internet Explorer, okay? I think that's really about it. We're gonna meet one more time next week after you guys have had a chance to review any of this stuff, and you can ask any questions you need to ask. I know for most of you guys, you'll be taking another AP test before this one. Am I right about that? The week before? Okay, so for most of you guys, this won't be the first one you're taking using this system. But if it is, I'm happy to answer questions for you. So just make sure you guys review the materials in the folder. I'll kind of show you where it is in the materials. There's a bunch of stuff in there. My internet is so bad right now. Yeah, so here's today's folder. And then it has the simulator, the testing guide, the checklist. I will also upload that video for you guys to watch, and then I'll also put in our equation sheet. So all your AP exam info is in today's folder. All right. Okay, so if you don't have a pen or a pencil out right now, make sure you go ahead and take one out because we are going to do our practice free response. We've done a lot of examples of the question type number 1 that you're going to see on the exam. This is another example of a question type number 1. So remember, this is going to be where the bulk of your points are coming from. You're going to have like a 10-ish point question and a 4-point question. This would be like your 10-point question. If you guys come to any of the extra review sessions, we're talking a little bit more about the skills that you're being tested on per question. But This is your question type 1, which is focusing a little bit more on experimental design. So I'm going to kind of turn off my video really quick. What I'd like you guys to do first is with a iPad or with a phone or with something, go ahead and take a second to take a picture of the question. Today's question is on cell cycle regulation. So we're looking at mitosis and we're looking at a complex of proteins and we're looking at inhibiting the growth of cancer cells. Hopefully you can read all of the text pretty well. Can you guys see the figures pretty well also? Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to work on the question on your own. Then I'm gonna put you into your groups and we will go over it and then that will be it for the day, okay? So here we go. All right, if you missed today's Zoom class because you were picking up your cap and gown or for any other reason, please make sure that you are completing the free response question that is posted to my AP. It is called 5-6 FRQ, so May 6th FRQ, and I will try to get you feedback on that, so make sure you're checking your feedback. Don't forget, review sessions at 2 o'clock today, tomorrow, and Friday. Email me with any questions, and I will see you soon.